When you think of the pyramids, what's the first image that comes to mind? For most of us, it's the Great Pyramid of Giza, a colossal wonder of the ancient world. But what if I told you the story of the pyramids? The real revolution in stone began a generation earlier with a pharaoh you might not even know. His name was Sneferu, and he was the greatest pyramid builder in Egyptian history. Forget everything you thought you knew, because we're about to uncover the tale of a king who didn't just build monuments. He perfected them through trial, error, and sheer ambition. Before Sneferu, pharaohs were buried in mastabas or step pyramids, like the famous one built for Djoser. They were impressive, sure, but they weren't the true, smooth-sided pyramids we recognize today. Sneferu, the first king of Egypt's 4th dynasty, had a grander vision. He wanted a perfect celestial staircase, a smooth ramp to the heavens. His quest for perfection would consume decades and reshape the Egyptian landscape forever. His journey began at a site called Meidum, where he took over a pre-existing step pyramid and decided to transform it. The plan was audacious: fill in the steps with limestone casing and create the world's first true, smooth-sided pyramid. But ancient engineering was a process of discovery. The architects used an outer casing that was too steep, and it wasn't properly anchored to the pyramid's core. The result, a catastrophic collapse. The outer layers slid off, leaving the ruined core we see today. It looks more like a strange tower than a pyramid. For any other ruler, this might have been a devastating failure. But for Sneferu, it was just the first lesson. He wasn't a man to be discouraged by a mountain of rubble. Undeterred, Sneferu moved to a new site, Djoser, and started again. This time, he would build from scratch. The result is one of the most unique and mysterious structures in all of Egypt, the bent pyramid. It starts from its base at a steep 54-degree angle, rising majestically toward the sky. But then, about halfway up, something changes. The angle abruptly shifts to a much shallower 43 degrees, giving the pyramid its distinct bent look. For centuries, historians and engineers have debated why. What happened? The most accepted theory is that the builders ran into the same problem they had at Meidum. As the pyramid grew taller, the steep angle was putting immense pressure on the internal chambers and passageways. Cracks started to appear. You can still see the ancient cedar beams inside that were installed to brace the cracking walls. Faced with another potential collapse, Sneferu's architects made a critical, on-the-fly decision. They changed the angle to reduce the weight and save the structure. The bent pyramid is a stunning monument not to failure, but to brilliant problem-solving in real time. It stands today as a testament to their ability to adapt and learn. But Sneferu still didn't have his perfect pyramid. To attempts to flawed results, would he give up? Absolutely not. For his third and final attempt, he moved just a short distance away at Djoser and began again. This time, he and his builders applied every lesson they had learned. They started with a stable, wider base and used the much safer 43-degree angle from the very beginning. The result was the Red Pyramid. Named for the reddish hue of its core limestone, this was the world's first successful, smooth-sided true pyramid. It's a masterpiece of ancient engineering. Its sides rise perfectly to a point in the sky. It was here, inside this magnificent structure, that Sneferu was likely laid to rest. He had finally achieved his dream. It wasn't just a tomb. It was a blueprint for the future. The Red Pyramid set the standard for all the Great Pyramids to come, including the Great Pyramid of Giza, built by his son, Khufu. Think about that legacy. Sneferu moved more stone than any other pharaoh in history. He oversaw 3 massive construction projects, each pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. He didn't just inherit a tradition, he revolutionized it. He was an innovator, a risk-taker, and a relentless perfectionist. His journey from the collapsed pyramid at Meidum to the compromised bent pyramid to the glorious Red Pyramid is one of the most compelling stories of human ingenuity. The next time you see a picture of the pyramids of Giza, remember the king who paved the way. Remember Sneferu, the pharaoh who turned mountains of stone into stairways to eternity. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more journeys into the ancient world. See you next time.